But we brought her in at the last minute. Those things had to be paid for. You know, no, I didn't ask her for it. And the truth about the matter, Sheree wasn't even there the day of her fashion show. She was in court. And the sad part about this, they have this on film. From the time that we came in, and from the time that we worked, the other people that worked on her project, Sheree was in court, in divorce court the day of her show that morning. So she arrived there around 5:30. So who do you think was going to get all this stuff done?
Wow.
Again, this has been who she is, you know, just ungrateful and surly person that she is. Should have thrown us under the bus, and she did, and it was evident.
Well, what exactly did she do for the show?
I can't tell you what she did. I can only tell you what we did.
Okay.
And let me tell you what we did from a production side.
Doesn't sound like much.
Let me tell you from a production side of it. When I went to the hotel and actually spoke to a hotel representative, I can't tell you how elated they were that we came on board, and finally they were speaking to someone to be able to move this project forward and get things done. We had to do right from the basics. I mean, it's on film. We had to do the layout of the room. We went into where the actual fashion show was. We had to do the actual layout of the room. We had to do the stage design. How many seats were going to be there? How many tree lights were required? Is it bright enough? We had to figure out where the step and repeat was going to go, where the red carpet is going to go, where the band is going to go, where the registration is going to go, where the registration for Bravo is going to go. We had to do PR. From an administrative point of view, there were no invitations to be had. No, at least no one gave me an invitation, either electronic or hard copy. I had my graphic designers design the invitations that went out to the VIP guests as well as to the press. We made sure that it was brand compliant, and then we facilitated all the RSVPs.
So if so much was done, I don't think I can tell you that she did was make sure they had cupcakes for the reception, and she showed up in a horse and buggy. Okay, now we had no part of that. That was not a part of our doing. So outside of that, pretty much everything was done,
I mean, everything.
you know.
The flowers, we paid for.
Wow.
The male model escorts that you saw, they were in tuxedos.
Right.
Who do you think got those tuxedos?
And we had them appointed persons for the housewives for whatever they wanted. If they wanted a cocktail, we didn't want them to have to go and get it. They had people that was assigned for whatever they wanted. If they wanted a tissue paper, they were to go get a tissue paper. If they wanted a cupcake or anything, other condiments that they wanted to eat or whatever, that was their job. So, I mean, it was a lot of details that was not shown. That was done. There was an after party that was planned for her, She by Sheree, and she never even showed up at the after party. And who do you think paid for these things? And again, my mindset at the wrap of an event, this is what you do. This is how I'm accustomed to doing it. So no, we didn't ask her permission. Nobody asked her for the money. So when we're spending our money, we do what we want to do. And at the end of the day, it was not about a thank you to me, whether she said it in French or German or whatever. It was irrelevant. I thought, you being a woman, you raising children of your own, it would have been the courtesy thing to ask to go in the room, and then she made a statement, well, she didn't even know those people. Well, even more reason why you go into a room when someone is supporting something that you're doing to tell them thank you. And if you can say it in French, that's fine. But here in America, we speak English. So she never did that. And okay, fine, and even if she did know who they were, she should have at some point come to myself or Glenn and said, well, can you just give me a list of the names?
Do you know,
if you can't write it on stationery, you can pick up the telephone and say, hey, bitch, thank you.
Right.
Hey, bitch, thank you. Hey, bitch, thank you. And we can appreciate
That's
that.
true.
That never happened. You know, and that's the least that I would have thought she would have done for the people that I asked. And again, you got to realize most people in Atlanta don't even like Sheree. So why would they come and support anything that she's doing? They came on behalf of Dwight Eubanks or Glenn Bean and VIP Distinct or the Purple Door Salon Spa, located at 321 Edgewood, where the phone number is 404-222-9553. Glenn.
No, I mean, we can go on about this all day long as far as the details are concerned, but I just want to mention two things, if I may, and that is, let's talk about the volunteers. I mean, we had to go out and find 13 volunteers. And do you not know, but those 13 volunteers, I had to take them to the facility and train them and appoint them. Do you not know for the VIPs that we're talking about that we did VIP drink tickets and VIP parking? Sheree had nothing to do with that.
They never paid.
So
this is complimented from VIP.
Right. So my whole thing is, and then she made something so derogatory as to say, this is how disconnected she is. This is how disconnected she is. She had the nerve to say that $30,000. What? At Kinko's making photocopies? How disconnected could you be, and how selfish could you be? Do you not know I was at Kinko's, me and my colleagues were at Kinko's writing your brochures and your programs at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And if there were any photocopies to be made, we were photocopying your programs, and I don't give a damn if it's one page. You be grateful for that.
Right.
I don't care if it's $30, $300, $30,000. We made that day happen for you. And if I'm dumb enough to stay in Kinko's to make sure that your program happens, the least you can say is thank you. But not even minimize that. Because when you minimize those photocopies that were made, you're minimizing my staff that stood their ass in Kinko's to make sure that your photocopies were made. But the question is, where were you?
Wow.
And where was your staff?
Since so much was done.
What about, that was something else, I tell you. How inappropriate was it, some of the bashing that Sheree had towards Dwight?
Well, Dwight, let me get
on national TV.
No, let me get this
Well,
one.
when you're just ignorant, and it's not. Is it her fault, or is it her mother and father's fault, or is it just generational?
and you didn't want to
I wouldn't quite put it that way, but
retaliate. I mean, you just took that like.
No, but the thing is, it's for Sheree to be so ugly, so nasty, to be so vicious. It's beyond me. It's bizarre. Because here it is someone coming to make something happen for you. And
let's just reiterate it a little bit for those out there that don't know what happened with the bashing.
Well, she got on television and said, well, first of all, she was a part of that rogue group that attacked Dwight, in my mind, for no apparent reason, based on the words of some woman that you had to choke and whose we get to pull the year before for being a liar. That's just bizarre. Let's just start there. Okay, but then you get on. This is someone that has invested their time in you. Even if it's $300. If someone said, well, and even if you felt they exaggerated and said it was $3,000, do you really give a shit? At the end of the day, they made your program happen. And when someone says that they invested in you and your vision, and I want to preface a vision or a dream, because a dream is not concrete, it's all based on hope.